Namaskar children, and welcome to my ancient little Indian village. Today I'm going to read you a story called Angry Little Bhim. Bhim, a prince from Hastinapur, was sat at a riverbank feeling rather miserable. He was thinking about something that happened when he was little. A really long time ago. He was playing in the woods with his 4 brothers, the Pandavas. But he started to get hungry. Bhim loved food, especially mangoes, and right in front of him was a mango tree filled with sun-like yellow juicy mangoes. It's just Bhim couldn't reach them, and he started to get annoyed. His naughty cousin Duryodhan arrived and said, "Bhim, are you hungry?" Bhim didn't say anything. He knew not to. He just stared at Duryodhan and wanted him to go away. See, his cousin Duryodhan was a really mean boy. He always made fun of Bhim because Bhim was bigger than all the other children. Duryodhan wanted to be the best at everything and got really annoyed because Bhim was also good at lots of things. When they played any games, he always tricked little Bhim because he wanted to win. Duryodhan said, "I have fresh mangoes in my den. Me and my brothers collected them. I'm really clever, you see, so I know how to. And look at my hands. They're great for climbing. I'm the best climber." "Well, me and my brothers have Shakuni, uncle, and my dad, but you 5 brothers have no one. Poor you. Well, I guess you can eat some of our mangoes." Bhim did want to eat the mangoes, but he wasn't sure he could believe Duryodhan, so he took a deep breath and said, "No, thank you." Does it sound like he believes Duryodhan? Duryodhan continued, "We even have rice pudding in our den today. Sweet, fluffy, warm and milky rice pudding." Bhim's mouth started to water. "Come on, Bhim, I am your cousin. I want to share with my little brother." Do you trust Duryodhan, children? Bhim couldn't believe his ears. Did Duryodhan just call him his brother? Usually Duryodhan calls him names. Bhim thought, "I really do want some food. I am hungry, and Duryodhan is trying to be my friend. Maybe he is sorry. I should give him a chance. Yeah, I'll go." So Bhim said, "Okay then, brother, I will come with you." So off they went to Duryodhan's den. Duryodhan smiled as he welcomed him inside the den. Bhim found this strange. He had never seen Duryodhan smile before. It looked quite odd. Then Duryodhan put a nice silk cloth on the floor for Bhim to take a seat. Bhim looked at him and thought, "Wow, Duryodhan's manners have really improved." But Duryodhan was thinking something very different. He knew he was going to play a trick on Bhim. Shall I tell you what he did? Well, he had mixed the rice pudding with a magical potion that would make Bhim fall asleep forever. He put the bowl in front of Bhim and stirred it fast. The smell of the food reached Bhim's nose, and Bhim went, I should eat this quickly. I don't want my big brother to think I'm not thankful. Are you not having any?" asked Bhim. "Oh no, you go on," said Duryodhan. "Tuck in. I had some before. It's delicious, I tell you. You can have all of that." Bhim was excited. He ate it up really fast. This is so nice, big brother Duryodhan. Thank you so much. Duryodhan said, "Yes, it is so nice. I made it with a potion, potion of the cardamom and cinnamon." Duryodhan had not used cinnamon or cardamom. Yes, he had put bad ingredients in there to make poor Bhim feel sick. Bhim continued. and soon he finished. Ah, I'm starting to feel so tired after that meal. I could do with a nap. Sure, said Duryodhan. Here, sleep, little brother. Take my blanket and take this pillow and take my duvet. Okay, yawned Bhim happily, with warm rice pudding in his belly and feeling so relaxed. Duryodhan was hoping Bhim would go to sleep straight away, but Bhim said, You know, when my mummy hums to me, I fall asleep much more quickly. Maybe you could hum. Huh? Said Duryodhan. You want me to hum? Oh, he couldn't believe he had to hum to Bhim. All right then, I'll hum to you, little brother. Hum, 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 humming, humming, hum, hum. Bhim was too sleepy to notice his cousin's terribly boring humming. Bhim's eyes just kept opening and closing, opening and closing. Duryodhan was getting annoyed. Please just close your eyes, would ya? He thought. Soon, Bhim's eyes grew so heavy he couldn't open them any more. Just as he closed his eyes, he saw Duryodhan grinning. Duryodhan started to laugh. Yes, I did it! I did it! Well, that's how I do my silly laugh. How do you do your silly laugh, kids? I got him! I got him, he laughed. Do your silly laugh again. That's brilliant. Just then, for a moment, Bhim suddenly opened his eyes and Duryodhan screamed, Ah! He thought he was caught out. He nearly ran out of the den. But Bhim flopped right back to sleep. Duryodhan sighed in relief and slowly went to Bhim and poked his leg to make sure he was fast asleep. Ha 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 ha! He did his laugh again. He rolled Bhim in a rug and then rolled him really, really fast to the riverbank and left him there. Oh, poor Bhim. Duryodhan pulled out a juicy mango and took a bite. Now it's a nice sunny day, he said. Actually, it had been a sunny day all along, but Duryodhan was too much of a show-off to even notice. Bhim was sinking slowly down to the bottom of the water, but along came some magical snake-like creatures to save him. The chief of the snake-like creatures said, Poor boy, someone has given him a magical potion. Let's remove it. That's what us creatures do best. He removed the potion and instead he gave Bhim some energy. The power of 10,000 elephants. That's what he gave him. Then they slowly swam upwards, carrying Bhim back to safety and onto the riverbank. When Bhim finally woke up, he remembered Duryodhan smiling, and he knew he had been tricked. He felt so angry. He just didn't know what to do with his anger. He would never hurt anyone, not even Duryodhan. So Bhim simply stayed angry, and he never stopped being angry. Bhim had now grown into a strong young man. He had the might of 10,000 elephants, and he had come with his family to live in the woods, away from his cousins, who were very mean to them. He was trying to forget about his mean cousin Duryodhan, but Duryodhan was back again today. He had come with his family to the forest and was pretending to be on a holiday. He found many ways to show off to Bhim. Duryodhan set up a big fancy tent next to Bhim's small hut. He played loud music as Bhim tried to sleep. He had horses to travel and Bhim had to walk. Well, Duryodhan knew what would annoy Bhim the most, and that is having delicious food. So he paraded delicious food in front of Bhim's hut. Bhim felt so hungry, but he only had fruit, nuts, leaves and berries that he could collect. Duryodhan said to Bhim, "Oh, hi cuz, we're just here on our holiday." "Aw, poor you. Look at the size of your hut. It's so teeny, and you're so huge. Well, still it must be nice and cosy for you. You're welcome to stay at my fancy tent while we're here. Oh, I ate most of the food. It's all very fancier than what you have, but I'll ask my maid to bring you what's left." Bhim stared at him annoyed and said, "No thank you," and marched off. That's why Bhim was sat at the riverbank. He thought the calm and cool river might help him cool down too, but he felt more like boiling water. Instead, Bhim threw stones into the river, hurting the fish. Then Bhim walked past trees and broke their branches. The more he got angry, the more his good energy started to leave his body. He got angrier and angrier and started to hurt anything he saw. He just couldn't think anymore. So off he went on an angry march, not knowing where he is marching to. Marching, marching, marching. Bhim was really angry. He was so angry. This Bhim was too angry. He really was so angry, a little bird came tweeting. Tweet! And Bhim blew him away. Tweet! And then came a buzzy bee. Bzzz! And Bhim said, "Go away!" On the other side of the woods was an old man snoring. Can you snore? He was taking some shelter under a tree. This man was very long and tall. His legs took up a lot of space, almost like spaghetti. Bhim was marching his way. Marching, 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 really, really fast. Luckily, he saw a shape of a leg and stopped before he squished this old man's leg. Annoyed, he stared at the old man. He tried to see if he could find a way past, but this man's legs were too long. "Move your leg out of the way," bellowed Bhim. That's not good manners. Still, the old man didn't notice. He was too busy snoring and relaxing in the sun. Bhim was furious. "Hey, old man, move your legs, would you?" Is that how we speak to our elders? What do we normally say when we want to get past someone? That's right, excuse me, or please. Bhim was so cross he started to shout, "If you don't move your leg out of the way, I'll move it for you." The old man said, "Oh, I'm sorry, young man. Yes, that shouldn't be a problem." So the old man tried to lift his leg up. Bhim was getting frustrated. How long was this taking? The old man said, "Oh, I'd be quicker if I could, but I'm so old and tired." Bhim said, "Move your legs right now or I'll move them for you." "Oh, that's very kind of you, young man. Yes, that's very helpful of you, little chap. You move them for me, would you?" Bhim was so annoyed, he went to move the old man's leg. Ooh! He first used one hand, but he couldn't move the leg. Then he used his other hand, but he still couldn't move his leg. Then he used both his arms, but the leg just wouldn't move. He bent down to the floor and started to pull the leg with all his body. But he couldn't move this old man's leg, not even 1 centimetre. This was Bhim though, the man, the prince, the prince with the might of 10,000 elephants. He couldn't move an old man's legs. What was going on? Do you think his powers were not working for him because he was doing something bad? When you use your powers for something bad, it can go wrong for you. Bhim was being mean, and so his powers were not working. The old man looked at him disappointed. Oh, come on, young man. Look at you. Look at all your muscles. And you can't move my leg. That's strange. Bhim said angrily, What did you say? Are you laughing at me? Are you challenging me, old man? That does it. Come here, give me your leg. Do you not know I have the might of 10,000 elephants? How dare you say I can't move your leg? Bhim used all his might and tried and tried and tried to move this leg, but he couldn't. He heaved and he pushed, but he just couldn't move this old man's leg. He fell back to the floor. He was extremely tired. Meanwhile, the old man smiled and said, Maybe you're not as strong as you think, young man. You might have the might of 10,000 elephants, but are you strong enough to stop being angry? The old man smiled. Bhim stopped. Just like that. What have I done? He thought. I'm someone who has the might of 10,000 elephants, and I try to hurt an old man. I've been so unfair. Bhim looked at the old man and realised the old man wasn't any ordinary old man. He must be someone special. Just because he looks old doesn't mean he's weak. You're right, said Bhim. I was not strong enough to control my temper. Bhim stopped to say sorry. I am a show-off, not my cousin Duryodhan. Please tell me who you are. The old man changed his disguise and bounced up. Jai Siya Ram, he said. I am Hanuman. Bhim quickly bowed to the divine being. You're Hanuman? Bhim couldn't believe he was seeing this. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get this angry. Hanuman said, Bhim, you saw an old man and you thought he is weak, so you can be mean to him. If it was me, you wouldn't have done that, would you? That's why I came to help you learn. Sometimes when we get angry, we get carried away and end up doing mean things ourselves. If you remember, the reason you began to get angry was because Duryodhan was being a show-off and mean to you. But then you were being a show-off and mean to me, an old man. Bhim, be like the sun. The sun radiates nice warm rays of sun to everyone. Now imagine a little doggy barking at the sun. Would the sun get annoyed? No, it would carry on radiating its positive, warm energy. It just doesn't stop doing its job. You be the sunbeam and let go of your anger. This is your choice, not Duryodhan's. Let him carry on. Mother Nature will sort him out. Always remember, Bhim, as well, you don't know who you will meet and in what disguise. So always have your manners. Maybe that person is there to help you. Hey, I have a surprise. Look over there. Bhim turned to look, and there was a tree filled with juicy mangoes. When he looked back at Hanuman, he was gone. Nowhere to be seen. Where had Hanuman gone, children? Hanuman had gone to help someone else. Could it be you? That was my story, Angry Little Bhim. Thank you so much for listening, and take care from my ancient Indian little village. Namaskar.